Knows Best.
Hi, friends, and welcome back to Brenna Knows Best. I'm your host, Brenna Berg. Hi, how are you guys? Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you had the best weekend. Let's get into the stories. I picked these out a few days ago and I already forgot all of them. I do have quite a few because, again, they were a lot shorter than like most. I would really prefer that they're long and very like detailed. Oh my gosh, I didn't even check if you guys have any write-ins. Well, if I do, I'll have those on the past Friday's episode. I think I just said past Friday's episode. Anywho, let's begin. Number one, am I the asshole for not skipping a work trip because my husband is recovering from a hair transplant? Wait, me and Carter one time watched this Barstool Sports. I don't remember what account it was. I always get all of the men confused. Like, there's a man we watch who wears a bandana and he goes to like foreign countries and eats the craziest shit. I don't think it was him, but there's another guy and he took a bunch of like the Barstool men to Turkey to get a hair transplant, and like they documented the whole thing, like the getting the transplant and then them all walking around with things on their head. It was honestly so funny, and if you haven't watched it, which I'm sure none of you have probably watched it, the only reason these things come across my desk is because of Carter. But when I think of hair transplant, I think of that. It's similar to anything like veneers. I know in foreign countries like it's a lot cheaper. I don't think the work is better, but it's cheaper, and therefore people fly to Turkey. Is like a really big hotspot, I think, for a lot of cosmetic procedures, but also so many things can go wrong. Oh my gosh. Anyways, okay, let's begin. My husband flew overseas for a hair transplant. Here is the thing. Oh my gosh, sorry, we're already getting off. Like, because I watched that video, it was so informational, and I don't remember exactly what the hair transplant, like how they even do that, but like essentially they're putting hair into your head, and they all had to wear like this wrap around their head for a long time. Like, I remember they all looked in pain, and then they had to wait a few days because they have to fly back. But I think because of like the blood flow, like it's like any cosmetic procedure, it just seems so funny because it's like what your hair, right? Like these balding men go, which I understand, similar to women who get cosmetic surgery. Like, it's something that Carter fears because his dad is bald, and like he has a good head of hair right now, but it's thin, and he uses that minoxidil. How do you pronounce that? You can get it at Costco and you can get it on Amazon. A lot of girls talk about using it. Actually, I think it's minoxidil. I don't know what it's called. Anyways, it's like a little tube and it has like a stopper, you know, like a little dropper thing. And then you just like put it through your head. Well, Carter, so like he'll do it and he just kind of puts it on his scalp and then like rubs it in or something. I don't know. It's like a part of his night and morning routine. However, I know this girl, Katie Fawn on TikTok, who has talked about using it on her eyebrows. Like, it's like a hair growth serum, essentially. Carter's doing that already, which like, also, his brother asked for it before he went on his mission. It just must run in the family. Their dad is bald. Like, so far, so good. But I think Carter, if it gets to a point, like, he would be a man. He probably won't fly to Turkey. I think he would do it here in the States because hopefully we'll have the money to, like, do it here and, like, find a good doctor. But if it comes to that point, I think Carter might do that in his future because he does not want to go bald, which I would understand. I don't want to go bald either. Anywho, let's keep going. We have 2 children under 7. I work full-time in a stressful corporate role. He never plans or researches in advance. I am supposed to go on a work trip for 2 days to a 2-day work planning retreat. It is important exposure. He will be post-op for 3 days by the time that I leave. Last night, he texted that he needed me to cancel my trip because he is recovering from surgery and I need to put him first. And I'm going to be beyond mad if you do this to me and do not put me first the one time I am asking. And if I go, he won't take the kids to school? I'm sorry. And here is the other thing about men. We all know the man cold or like the man flu. Like when men are sick, they take it to fucking Mount Everest. Like they act as if they are dying. I can only imagine post-surgery. I don't know what the recovery is actually like, but here's the thing, in my honest opinion, if let's say you put a man and a woman through a surgery, let's say you did both of the hair transplants, the same exact thing to both of them, I just feel like men, if you separated them and just like followed each of them, you did like a peer-reviewed study, men would complain far more than women. Like it's just whenever they are sick or hurt, I hate to like downplay it, but it's like, is it really that bad? But then they have the audacity to turn around and when we're on our period or like pregnant or giving birth or have our, cramps, they're like, oh, like they don't get it. And it's like they literally have a sniffly nose and they're like, oh, I can't, I'm almost so sick. It's like, grow the fuck up. Anywho, I apologize. But like 3 days post-op, like I don't remember, because I watched that video and I feel like I have firsthand knowledge. Like, yeah, the first day after surgery, they were like all, I'm sure their head kind of hurt. I don't really know. They were definitely like mopey, but they were fine. You can drive your kids to school. And like, maybe, there should have been some, not foresight, is that even a freaking word? But like planning, I guess. Like he went overseas to get this surgery and like he should have planned to do that at a different time, unless you didn't know about the work trip at that point. I don't know. I'm trying to like be impartial. Anywho, his head may be sore and bald, but should not impede a pickup and drop off. I'm dead. He may be sore and bald. Well, he's not anymore. He's not about to be. My trip has been planned for about 6 months. His main gripe is that he will be seen so close to surgery. He did not need to choose this date, and up until yesterday, this was the plan. He told me my trip is stupid. I put everyone first, but I don't think I need to stay home and miss something so important for this. And I also think it is so selfish to be saying this to me. I am always impacted by his last minute changes and impulses. I am supportive of doing something that makes him feel better about himself, but why should I miss this last minute? Am I being selfish or is he being selfish? I feel like he is being a man child. I feel like he is being whiny little bitch, if I do say so myself. You can drive the kids to school and pick them up. And I apologize that you may be seen, but I have a work trip and it sounds important. And like, I do understand we need to make sacrifices, but like, she has had this plan for 6 months. I don't know how long he had it planned. Like, how is this now just being spoken about in the first place? Right. And if I had to guess, because women are so selfless and always put their family and their kids first, I'm sure there are so many instances where she has done things for him. It's like, dude, you're fine. I get it. You can drive the kids to school. Right. It is a 2-day work trip. It's not even like a week. It's not even like 4 days. I'm team mom. She should go on the trip. And there also is an update. It says, update, I am leaving for my work trip. I guess I left out some important details. We live in New York where everyone walks to school. We both work. I make more money, but he makes plenty. And aside from this temper tantrum, always takes care of our kids when I travel for work about 6 to 8 times a year. Okay, well, people must have been ripping him apart. Anywho, if he was able to like go and then fly home, he's fine. He sat on a flight for like overseas. Even if you're in New York, like London, I think that's like a 4-hour, 5-hour, maybe 6-hour flight. I don't know. It's not that far. And I'm guessing he was in Turkey because that's just like the thing that I know. He is okay. And he can walk the kids to school, put on a hat, like find something. I know it's probably embarrassing, but like it is what it is. I don't know. I'm team mom. Okay. Next. Oh. Am I the asshole for refusing to allow my stepdaughter to use one of my cars and telling her to get a job and buy one instead? My husband and I have a 5-year-old son together, and he has an 18-year-old daughter, Sally, from his previous marriage. Sally is an entitled, manipulative young lady who has spent her entire life milking the child of divorce card. In in order to make her parents feel bad for her and give her everything she wants. As a result, she is now a lazy adult, has poor grades in school, no perspective, no job, no desire to get a job or do something with her life. Although my husband and her bio mom are both responsible for how she turned out, instead of coming together and work towards helping her do something, they prefer to blame each other and they do everything they can to undermine the other one. For example, if my husband punishes Sally by not giving her spending money, her mom will immediately throw money at her. If her mom takes her car away as a punishment, my husband will immediately give her his car to use to go to places. Ew, that's such like a bad and toxic, like, I don't care what the co-parenting, like, just work together for your child. Like, all you literally have to do at the end of the day is care about your child and like make sure you're doing the best thing for them. Like, how have you been divorced for this long? Because if they have a 5-year-old daughter or son, they have not been together in at least, I would say, it's safe to say 6 or 7 years. She is 18. Like, you're still doing petty shit like this. Like, please grow up. There are so many parents that are like still kids and like so immature. It's like, oh, I just like cannot understand it. I think about this all the time and my parents, and I actually asked my dad when I was home. I was like, Dad, now that I'm older, because like when I was a kid, obviously I would never pick up on things. I'm like, did you and mom ever like fight after your divorce? Like when you guys were like figuring out, you know, the pick up and drop off and just like things that you have to deal with each other for, like with school and whatever. And he was like, no. He's like, we fought a lot, like obviously leading up to the divorce, and then we got a divorce, and then that was it. Like we just, you know, figured out, obviously the courts were involved in this. They did 50-50, or like my dad had custody, but I saw her every day and it was pick up and drop off, and they discussed whatever needed to be discussed about us, and that was it. He was like, honestly, it was never bad, and I'm so thankful. But he's like, we were both two mature adults, and just because the relationship didn't work out, that's unfortunate. You know, we got the divorce. Like the only thing that mattered was you kids, and like therefore we just did everything we could that way you kids were good, and that was it. And we didn't have a relationship outside of that. And I'm like, oh, like that's what I remember from my childhood, because when my parents had to be together, they were fine and great and dandy, like at sporting events, at my teacher conferences. Like it wasn't like, oh, like they would, you know, hey, like the stupid bullshit, whatever. Like they were fine. Nothing beyond like what was necessary, obviously. And then besides that, that was that. And like when I hear of parents doing this like push and pull, because like I could understand like right after a divorce, like there's probably still hurt feelings, but he was like, no, honestly. And he's like, maybe I'm not remembering, but he's like, I don't think it was that way. Like it was pretty, you know, cut and dry. And I'm like, that's amazing. And he, you know, was like, thank God, because we have seen so many people like this in this circumstance where it's like the using of the child to get back at the parent. And it's just like, grow up, like literally grow up. Just because you two didn't work out, even if you hate each other's guts, like that's even fine. You can still co-parent and just like at the very least, like then deal with them as little as possible. Only talk about your child, and that's it. Like quit with the back and forth, because like the child, whether they realize it in the moment, you grow up to like see things for what they are and like how weird it is. And like, it's just, you're only hurting yourself and you're only like upsetting yourself. You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess those are just my thoughts on it, because I grew up like around a lot of people of divorce, like my family, you know, my aunts and uncles, there are some divorces, and my grandparents, and like, I don't know. Thankfully, in my family, well, that's the thing. My parents were so good, but I have like a respective aunt and uncle that like, I remember the kids, like one of the moms on the other side was like insane, like their bio mom, but like I don't know them. And there was all of this like constantly fighting in the holidays, was like, I want the kids and this, and like constantly just like drama. And I'm like, oh my God, like we never had that. And thank God, because now those kids are grown and like, yeah, they're kind of a hot mess, and like because of their parents. No, sorry, like there's no other way to cut it. When kids turn out a certain way, like the parents have a lot to do with that, in my opinion. Sorry, not sorry. And I say that now as like a single, like no child, no anything, but I think that's a safe statement to say. Anywho, let's keep going. It's a very strange dynamic that they have and are very different of what he has with me. When I asked him why he is so different in terms of parenting my son with me versus Sally with her bio mom, he said, I am his wife and I am a normal, sane woman who he can actually communicate with. Whatever, I feel like they are both wrong, but Sally is not my daughter and I am happy I don't have to spend too much time with her. This is the thing. We all need to be a little bit more honest. Like, I feel people would be upset. Like, if a woman were to say, like, yeah, my husband's daughter, you know, from his previous marriage, like, that little girl is a nightmare. Like, that would be, you know, looked down upon. But, like, I think we should bring back, you know, honesty. Like, I don't believe in just like publicly shaming or bashing somebody, but like if that little girl really is like a manipulative, which again, she is that way from her parents or because of her parents, like I think we should be able to say that. So I love this woman. Now that the summer break started, Sally has the most important problem in the world. Her car broke and she needs one to use this summer to go places, meet her friends, go to parties, etc. Her mom is not willing to give her car because she needs it to go to work. My husband needs his car to go to work, and neither of them is willing to buy her a new one. So Sally, the genius, found the perfect solution and asked me to give her one of my cars. To be clear, I have two cars, a big SUV that was given to me by my employer and a smaller one that I use when I go into town because it's easier to park. I refused and I told her she can't use any of my cars. She insisted and said, I don't need two cars at the same time, but she needs one to get around. I told her she is free to use the public transportation or get a job and buy one herself. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I stand with this woman, and I know it sounds like cold and bitter and mean, but it's like, no, get a job. Like, this girl has to learn. That's the other thing that makes me upset is like super like privileged and spoiled kids. It's like you are literally only setting them up for failure, or you were just setting it up so like you have to take care of them for the rest of your life. Like this girl needs to learn. No, I get that. And some would say she has two cars, she can give her one, but it's like number one. No, that's not even the point. It's like the principle of the matter, like work, get a job. You're 18 years old. Like welcome to the real world. You don't just get to ask your stepmom for her car. And like, what a crazy thing to assume or like to demand that they give you a car. Like that behavior to me is so odd. Like even as a 28-year-old girl, I go home and like I always make sure like if I need to rent a car or if I need to Uber, like I always call my dad and I'm like, hey dad, like I never assume that he's gonna give me a car or like have a car for me because like that's such like an entitled way of life. I'm like, you know, I always ask and he always does. Granted, they're like 2000, you know, Tahoes that have this issue and that issue. Like he doesn't have a great car for me, but it's a car and I'm so thankful. But I always go into it and I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? Do I need to get a rental? Like, because who would just assume that? And like as an 18-year-old and like also driving somebody's car, I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but like driving somebody else's car always makes me like panicked for the first time ever. And like Carter's family loves me and they trust me and like I'm a good driver and so on and so forth. But like we went home or to their home and I drove because Carter was working during the day on Friday, one of their cars, which is an older car and it's kind of like the fluff car, like it's an extra car that they have for like going around like this. And I have never asked to use it, but I'm like, babe, like, is it okay if I ask your parents to use this to drive to the beach because I want to go on a run? And he's like, of course, like they're going to say yes. And I asked him, but like, I would never assume. And I'm always like, oh God, like I need to drive good. Like if something happens to this car, like I would feel so bad. Like that's such a wild thing. But as an 18-year-old who's always been given whatever she wants and like just asks and it's delivered, I understand. Like, again, she is this way because of the parents. Like really, I know that like a lot of people might not find that a wonderful thing to hear, because if you have a child who's a nightmare, nobody wants to think that it's like their fault. And there is nature versus nurture. I 100% believe in both. I think kids are born a certain way with certain characteristics, and that is 100% valid. However, I think nurture is a very big part of kids growing up and the way that they behave. Like, nature to me, like the way they are born, like some kids are more timid and some kids are more sensitive, and some kids, like those type of characteristics, I think you are born with. Now, nurture, I think that's how you teach the kid. Like, I think all children, whether they are sensitive or not sensitive or timid or outgoing, can be taught manners, can be taught to not be entitled, can be taught to be grateful and thankful and not spoiled, right? You know what I mean? Like, there are the characteristics that are born with, that you are born with. And then there are the things, it's like the things that are nurture are like how you like treat people and situations and things like that. Like, that's not something you're born with. People aren't born to be mean fucking assholes or to be spoiled little brats and like be entitled. Like, you aren't born that way. That is something you are taught. Those are my thoughts. But anyways, let's keep going. Now Sally is going around to my husband's relatives complaining that I am trying to exploit her and send her to work. Oh my gosh. I had a good laugh about this with my husband's sister, but my mother-in-law claims I could have just refused instead of telling her to get a job. Oh my gosh. Again, the semantics that people fucking worry about. Who cares? She should get a job. Anybody who's looking at this girl who's just like going around 18, not doing anything, like, she should get a job. I don't know why that would be even like a controversial thing to say. That is so dumb. I'm a little confused why it's so bad about telling an adult to get a job. Exactly. It's not like I sent a 12-year-old to work for food or anything. This woman is funny. I wish I could meet these people. This girl sounds like my type of gal. Right. She's not like a child that you're sending into child labor. She's an 18-year-old who like demanded that you give her a car. It's like even one thing to like demand, like she wanted to wear a shirt, to drive one of your cars. No, you are not the asshole. I just like can't. And I think about this so often because I sit here and I judge, as we all do naturally, but like I think about when I have kids and like how that all turns out, because nobody has children and like thinks I'm going to spoil the shit out of them and that I'm going to turn them to become entitled. Like, anybody would be like, oh, I would never do that. But it obviously happens, right? It obviously ends up happening. And then it's like, what the fuck? And I just like, I think I'm too stone cold. It's actually really funny because Carter and I, how we are right now, Carter is the bad cop. I am the good cop. Just in normal life, like Carter is more cold. He is more assertive. Maybe not cold is the right word, but just like assertive. And I feel like strong and very just like kind of rigid. I, on the other hand, am very warm and go with the flow and like always happy go lucky. And not that Carter isn't that way either, but just like in normal circumstances. But we always talk about when we have kids that it's going to be the opposite. And I think it will be because I, firsthand experienced like a child who was like a spoiled brat, quote unquote. And like when I see children and I see like kids running their parents' lives, I'm like, I will never let that happen. And like, I already have so many rules. Like, for example, when our kids whine, like if I say no, right, or something of that sort, like the second you whine or cry, it's an immediate no. Like, you will not get it. We can maybe come back to this conversation tomorrow, like if it's something that's like not that big of a deal. But I am like up front out the gates, like if you whine, that's an immediate no. Because guess what? Then they won't whine. Because the kids that cry and throw temper tantrums, it's because their parents always give in. And I get it. As a parent, you probably just like, you're so worn down, especially single mothers or like mothers where the dad isn't around a lot, or women with men that are just like not that present. I get it why you would give in, but like you are then teaching your child that they just have to throw a temper and then they get whatever they want. Like, it's just really as simple as that. Like, my hard rule is going to be, you whine, No, it's immediate no. So you can cry all you want. Like that won't bother me because I kind of had to deal with this when I nannied for a while. Like there were certain things that, and I'm like, nope. And like it would only make me dig in my heels harder. I'm like, you can literally cry all you want, but like the fact that you acted like that, and guess who stopped crying? After a while. It took a while, but guess who stopped? Because they know it's not going to get you anywhere. It's like seeing a child. And like, I also know somebody who the child with the mom is a whiny, crying, temper tantrum, like fit every single day person. But when mom's not around and dad, who puts his foot down and doesn't put up with that shit, completely different kid, does not whine, does not cry, because they know they cannot get away with that with dad. Like that is just like, I've seen it with my own eyes multiple times. And I'm like, it really is that simple. And I get, again, I'm saying this as a person who doesn't have a child, who's not exhausted. And like, I'm the queen of getting overstimulated. Who is to say I won't? But I just like, I talk to Carter about this all the time. I'm like, fuck no, because that's how they grow up and become an entitled, spoiled little brat, because they get everything they want. They just have to like cry or like say the right thing or do the right thing, and then you give it to them. Like, what is that teaching them? What is that literally teaching them? Nothing. Like I feel like I'm going to be strict, like strict in the way of the behavior. Like I do not do well with like no manners. Like when people don't say please and thank you, I like, like I was around kids when I was at Carter's parents' house, and like it was a very casual thing, but I noticed it about myself. His brother was going on his mission and they had all of their Mormon friends, and I was seated at a table with like very young children of one of their close family friends, like these two little girls who were like tiny, right? And their mom brought over their plates, not that young, but like I don't know, maybe 5, 6 or 7. And their mom brought over their plate and set it down, and they didn't say thank you. And I'm like, thank you. Like I like prompted these girls that I do not know, and then they were like, thank you. And the mom was like, oh my gosh, I don't even pay attention. But I'm like, to me, like my parents were so, or not my parents, but my dad was just like really big on manners. And like I specifically remember when the very first time I was at the bowling alley, I don't remember the man, but like I was so young, and I remember this man who I was meeting, or I knew, he was like, hi, how are you? And I said, good. And I remember my dad leaning over and he says, okay, then you say, how are you? You always ask back, like, I'm good, how are you? So then I was like, I'm good, how are you? Like my dad was just really big on number one, like being personable and like what is respectful and how you act, please and thank you, like those kinds of things. And yeah, my dad did not put up with whining. My dad, like the second you started whining, it was a no, and therefore I never whined, because like it wouldn't get me anywhere, like legit. So you just like, I think it just takes a little bit, again, to any moms out there that are like, okay, Brenna, like wait until you have kids. I know, but just like, let me talk freely here. I just think like when kids are really young and these things are happening and they start to push back, like when they're 2 and 3, like you just have to be so like, so strict in that way right away, but then it pays off in the long run. And like kids need structure. It's better for them. Like it's better when you are like not super hard on them, but like no kid, like, do you think it's good for them to be crying and whining all the time? No, like nobody, it's not fun for you. It's not good for them. Like them running your lives, because this happens a lot where like kids run their parents' lives because they can't say no to their child. And it's like, you are the parent, like you letting them run your life. Like it's not good for either party, right? Like it just takes a little bit. I feel like a little bit of really hard work, like saying no, not letting them whine, but then you teach them and then it stops. And then it's going to be paying off dividends in the future. Like I know obviously a girl who is older now who is still throwing tantrums at like the grown age of what I think is so inappropriate. And it's like, because they just always did that. Like when does that end? It's like, you could have in the beginning, like I get it, it's hard and it takes practice, and I'm sure you like give up at times, but like you just push back, you make sure they know this, and then it's done. Right? And then the kids know, like they should be friends with you and they should respect you, but it's like respect. They need to respect you and listen to you. Like you are their authority. Like you run their lives. They don't run your lives. And I'm not saying like control every fucking thing and be a monster, but just like when it comes to those things, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm going to shut the fuck up. Let's get on to the next story. Next. Oh, I didn't invite my best friend's kids to our annual beach trip because they, the parents, never clean up after themselves and have two kids that kind of ruin the whole vibe. Now, half of the other friends that did get an invite are pissed at me, and it's my family's beach house. Am I the asshole? My parents have a beach house in Florida, and for the past 5 to 6 years, I've invited my best friends for a week every summer. It's completely free for them, except for splitting food for the house, which we each just take turns going to the grocery store. Only one of my friends has kids, but I've invited his whole family every year in the past so his wife and kids don't have to be left out. Well, each year they don't clean up after themselves. They don't put their dishes away after they eat. They're the only ones that track sand in the house. They don't help clean up their rooms or do laundry before they leave. They always have an excuse why they have to get on the road early in the morning. And when it's their turn to go to the grocery store, they buy the cheapest shit possible, like store brand hot dogs and chips. Keep in mind, there are 4 of them and they are gladly eating everyone else's food the rest of the week. They let their kids run absolutely wild through the house, and Cheetos and Cheerios are freaking everywhere, like in the cracks of the sofas and chairs, in the bed sheets, etc. It's a freaking mess. Last year, the kids sprayed the hose on all of our cars, and it left water spots that still haven't come off. Oh, my initial thoughts are, if you aren't going to be respectful of somebody's houses, don't be shocked when they don't invite you somewhere else. I feel like that's a completely valid reason to not invite people. If I had friends who came in and just constantly like had no regard for the things and like, it's so hard because I believe in communicating, but like that's such an awkward thing to have to communicate, which like that's part of it being an adult, but like how do you tell somebody that their family is a mess and they just like wreak havoc through the place the whole entire week, and like they're the only ones that do this kind of thing and like they're not aware of it? It's just like such an awkward thing, but I don't blame her for not wanting them to come or like invite them. I feel like probably a conversation should be had, but it's also like they've been doing it for the past 5 to 6 years, and every single time the food thing doesn't bother me that much. Like if they want to buy the store brand, I mean, like that's just kind of what's going to happen. Like they just want to get the cheapest stuff. It is what it is. Like that's the least bothersome to me, but like the not being respectful of somebody's home is like really crazy, especially somebody's beach house in Florida. Like, oh, anyways. The wife also kind of ruins the whole vibe because she makes us wait to go do things, saying things like, oh, I just put the kids down for a nap. Can you all wait 1 to 2 hours to go out so I can join? I've slowly but surely gotten sick of it, but a year goes by and I forget how pissed I was each time and I re-invite everyone. But this year I texted my friend and told him, hey, I'm thinking it will be just a husband and wife thing this year if you all need a break from the kids. Was kind of hoping his wife wouldn't be able to make it either, honestly. When he's by himself, he is way better in all ways. Oh, that's so hard. And like I know of instances, not like exact people in my life, but like for example, the nanny family had this close friend who went through a divorce. So like they were friends with this couple, and now he's dating a woman who's just like, I met this woman and she was literally batshit insane. Like she was kind and fine, but like it's just not somebody you want to be around for prolonged periods of time. And like that just makes friendships hard. Like when your friend, especially a good friend, dates somebody who's like not your cup of tea, sometimes friendships are just going to grow apart, or you put up with them, and that's just hard. Or for example, like Carter's parents have this couple friend. Well, here's the thing. Carter's dad is friends with the husband, but like the wives don't not get along, but like she would prefer not to. She's like, you do guys things with him, but like I don't want to have to do couples things, because she just like doesn't really enjoy the woman, which is just like life. Like we all have different preferences on who we like and people we want to be around, and like that's just that. It's a really hard thing to navigate because obviously this is your friend. You've been friends probably for a really long time. I mean, Oh, yeah, that's just tough. And I feel like this is just something that everybody's going to have to experience in their life. Maybe not this specifically, having a beach house, but like the dynamics of hanging out with people when you don't necessarily love the spouse or love the kids, or if you're just in a different part of life. Like the fact that they're the only ones with kids, that's super nice of you to invite them in the first place. Like, of course, like, how would you not? But I would totally understand if every year you said no kids. Like, I think it's hard though, because people with kids like take offense to that sometimes, or just like it's not feasible. Like getting a babysitter for like a weekend, like I get that, like it's not ideal, and like your kids are now an extension of you, and obviously you love them so much, but you have to understand that like not everybody loves kids or wants to be around kids, or like they want to have a weekend at the beach house to get drunk and like not have kids there or worry about it. And the like part where she said that the wife would be like, I just put them down for a nap. Like if that were me, it's like, you guys go, I'll stay here with my children and then I'll meet up with you later. Like the inconveniencing everybody else, like it's just something that I would literally never do. Like I do everything in my power to make sure everybody else is comfortable. Like that's just, yeah, again, I could see how that would rub you the wrong way, because that would rub me the wrong way, because it's like, okay, that's fine. Get that. You have kids. It's a responsibility. But like, we're going to go out now, like making us wait 2 hours, like just meet up with us later. Sorry, I tripped over my words. But it's like, you can't say that to somebody when she's suggesting like, wait. Oh yeah, that's really hard. Ugh. All my other friends and their wives that get an invite help me clean up. They put their dishes away after they eat. They help strip the beds and do laundry before they leave, etc. They also help clean up after this guy's kids before they leave. They are all super appreciative and makes me feel like I'd easily invite them again without hesitation. The problem is that now this dude's wife has been side texting the other friend saying, I can't afford a nanny for a week and my parents are sick and we don't trust his parents. Guess we just aren't going this year. Now, half of my friends are still on my side saying, yeah, this will be more fun for everyone, while the other half is trying to convince me to let the kids come, saying, oh man, that's just how they are. They don't expect us to clean up when we go out on their boat or visit them. We'll clean up again. I'm sticking to my guns for now. Am I being an asshole here? I don't think you're being an asshole. Unfortunately, though, like this is just something that everybody's going to have a different opinion on, but like you have every right, especially it's your trip that you're planning and it's your parents' beach house, and like it's just your party. It's like the story we had when the girl was throwing a surprise party for her husband and the mother-in-law wanted to invite people. It's like, you're not the one throwing the party. Like whoever is doing the thing, and especially hosting, like it's your rules. However, just know, yeah, people are going to have opinions on that because you have dealt with it. Like there's so many reasons both ways, but I like 100% understand not wanting the kids to come and having to deal with that. And again, I get that getting a nanny is tough, and yeah, if parents can't watch, or like why can't they maybe for a weekend, like okay, maybe you can't come the whole week, but get a nanny for like 2 or 3 days and then come for 2 or 3 days. I don't know what the traveling is like how far everybody lives, but it's just like, stick to your guns, because if every single time you're filled with rage, like it bothers you and these things happen, it's not worth it. Like it's your trip. You want to have a good time. Like if that's going to affect other people, then so be it. But there's also a good majority, like half of the people agreeing with you, saying that like, yeah, like we don't want them here. Like it'll be more fun for everybody. I feel like, oh, okay, wait, there's an edit. We've all said things in passing with a joke like, oh, sure, I'll clean up after your kids again. Or more direct things like, hey, Diana or Joe, can you help us clean up after dinner? Or can you help us cook? Only then will they help. But even then, it's completely half-assed. I think we've all just kind of assumed they would eventually catch on and know what to do better. But it's like they're so overwhelmed with the kids, they put blinders on and can't see what's right in front of them, or just don't care. Not totally sure. I guess we've also been nice knowing that they were new to parenthood, but now the kids are 3 and 5, so plenty of time to get better. Yeah, it's not like it's like a lack of self-awareness thing. Like when you're at somebody's house, you just like chip in. I get you have kids, but like what do you do in your own home? You cook, you clean, you do all of these things. So why in a foreign place? Especially when like all of your friends, like you have to be paying attention to know everybody else is cleaning, everybody else is helping. Like, no, that's just like this man and his wife, unfortunately, are just like lazy. Like that is just like kind of a way of being, and you need to accept that, because yeah, if it's been 5 to 6 years, like it's not going to get better. And like people, I think, probably resonate with the two with kids and are trying to say like, oh, it's just this or it's that. Like regardless, it's like making an excuse for an ex-boyfriend who like treats you like shit. It's like, okay, yeah, he might be going through something really hard, but like it doesn't excuse the fact that they don't do this. Like these people are parents, they have kids, I get that, but it doesn't excuse the fact that they like don't help out at all. Like that's crazy. And I don't think that's wild to assume. I think you either have a really awkward, uncomfortable conversation and say, hey, every single time you've come, like, I know you guys are busy with the kids. I get that. But like, we would love if you helped, like everybody else helps clean and cook and do all of these things. Like it just feels inconsiderate. And I've left some weekends feeling very frustrated because everybody else is appreciative. And like, I understand where you're coming from as new parents and so on and so forth. Like say this as nicely as possible and have a conversation, because this is your friend, and maybe just do this with the husband, right? Your closest friend, or stick to the guns. But also, if you even do have that conversation, just know that doesn't mean that it's even going to get better. Like they might try even. Like sometimes we also even want to change. Like let's say you have that conversation and he's super receptive. Like sometimes we have the best intentions, but who we are is so ingrained in us, they might come and do the same shit. And then that's the final cutoff. Or it might get better. Or if you don't even want to deal with the possibility of this or that, you just say, hey, sorry, like no kids. And even still, them two by themselves without the kids might also still not help. And then that might just be like the rude awakening that like, hey, these aren't the people for me. You know what I mean? I think that's the only solution. I'm not really sure, but that stinks, because it's just like, these things should just be fun. Like I feel like you guys are just going on an annual trip and it's supposed to be good vibes and seeing all of your friends, and then it's not, and then you're filled with anger and like you're the one hosting and it's your parents' house. Yeah, that's too much. I say you're not the asshole. Okay, next. Am I the asshole for not making my husband a cake on his birthday? So every year I make my husband a cake for his birthday. He hates parties, so we always do something small with our kids, and we each give him a handmade gift. I always have them do cards and pick out something small for him at the store, and I will go all out on his cake. His favorite is my Death by Chocolate cake with my whipped peanut butter buttercream and little crumbled up Reese's between the layers. She, is just flexing on us all right now. She said, just so you guys know, this cake is not nothing. It's the fucking creme de la creme cake. Honestly, bring awareness. Hype yourself up. Okay. So this year we had just moved into a new home the day before his birthday. I had told him beforehand, like a week before, that since we both work and I'm going to be drowning in boxes and work, that I might not be able to make his cake. He just said, it's okay. I know you will make time. You always do. What? That was his response. Oh God, I'm already going to get fucking annoyed. I told him again a couple days before that it isn't like the other times where I stay up late after work. I'm really not going to have time to bake anything extravagant. You're moving homes. You're not going to be running the goddamn oven. Maybe a box cake with some frosting in a can. He just winked and said, okay, babe. So fast forward to the night before his birthday. We had just moved into the house. I don't know where anything is, but I managed to get the supplies I needed, but the oven that came with the house wasn't working. That's crazy that you even found the stuff to make it in the first place, like literally the same day you moved. That is like, you are going above and beyond, sister. After calling and calling for the appliance technician to come out, he said he couldn't come out for a week. So, last minute, I just bought a Reese's ice cream cake and got a single card for me and the kids to fill out and got a balloon with it. The morning of his birthday, he comes down the stairs and he seemed pretty happy. He read the card and gave me and the kids hugs and kisses and thanked us like usual. Then, after our son's color guard practice, I asked where he wanted to go out to eat since I couldn't make his birthday dinner either like I usually do. He seemed to be in a bad mood. I figured it was because we were outside during practice and it was hot outside. Then he turned to me and said, "I don't want to go anywhere. My birthday has been crappy enough." Oh, no, 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 no. I already knew from the title that this was going to be the biggest bitch boy ever, but what do you mean your birthday's been crappy? You're with your wife and kids in a brand new home. That should be exciting enough. Oh my gosh, I'm already annoyed. I was shocked to say the least. I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You really couldn't make me a cake?" Ow! No! Oh my God. I cannot understand for the life of me people who like do not understand like circumstances and like things being out of the norm. And like, I am so sorry. And again, I'm not a birthday person. I don't like expect anything at this point. Like, I really just don't give a shit. You are a grown ass man with kids and your wife couldn't make you a cake on your birthday because you just moved into your brand new home and the literal oven was not working. She actually tried even a little bit, which was like more than enough to show that she loves you, which you don't even need to do this to show she loves you, but you know what I'm saying? And you're mad at her. Like there has to be something so deeply wrong in your life that is your reaction. Like there is no world where like that response is okay. Like any loving, kind husband, like that just would never be. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What? I reminded him that the oven is broken and there's nothing I can do about it. And this man really said to me, "You could have went to your sister's house and made it. You just didn't want to." Ah! I am so sorry. You could also bake your own fucking cake. Oh my gosh. I guess people are just way more needy than I am in every aspect. Like if anybody listening right now is siding with this man, we are not the same. And like, it's not valid. Like, I don't ever want to minimize somebody's feelings. It is a cake. She could literally make it in a couple of days when the oven, like we just get too like, this being the hill that you're dying on and the thing that you're upset about is like you must live a pretty fucking amazing life if like you're upset that your wife didn't make you a cake on your birthday when you just moved into a brand new like, oh my gosh. I literally cannot. And to like treat your wife that way, like it's okay to be disappointed. Like if things don't go right on your birthday and you like actually have a bad day, but it's like not like your wife literally got you a cake, got you a card. Like, I don't know if it's because he's so spoiled and has gotten it every time or like what, but it's like it's one thing also because Carter's mother always made like a specialized cake for them. Like a kid reacting this way, I still think that's like would be insane and like whatever, but it's a kid. Like they don't know better. A 12-year-old who's had their mom bake a cake kids don't like understand like what parents do and that they're so busy and like have a life. Like your parents to you are just like your mom and like that's their only role and they have nothing to do outside of that. Like they don't even understand the concept of moving. Like why, like that could maybe be justified to me, but a grown man, no, I'm sorry, no. I told him, of course I didn't want to. I had worked all day and I tried to make a simple cake, but the oven didn't work. I'm not going to go to my sister's house that's 40 minutes away at 11 p.m. I would have to get the kids out of bed and ruin their night. They are both autistic and I'm not going to give them a harder time than they already are having from such a big change. Then he said, never mind, it doesn't matter. You didn't even get me a gift either. Oh, I am like going to be unwell. I don't know why these things like trigger me so much because like, oh my gosh, like how have we as a society, like I just am so glad that me and Carter have our health and we are, you know, loving and care for one another. And we always try and do the best and love each other and show our love and support. Like if I am ever getting upset at Carter that he didn't do like something like that, like it's okay. Let me be clear. Like if you have a shitty ass boyfriend who like doesn't buy you a gift on your birthday because whatever the excuse is, he didn't have time, like that's shitty. Like, but this woman every single year, like this is clearly a circumstantial situation. You are moving. She works full time. You have 2 autistic children. Like, I'm sorry. Like the fact that he can't see that like this is a very nuanced, like different scenario than typical is just like, it just makes me think that he's dumb. Like he only has like one side of his brain. Like he can't like see that. Oh my gosh. 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 Now I'm sitting here feeling like a total asshole because I did forget his gift from both me and the kids. And I guess I could have tried making the cake at a family member's house beforehand, but I didn't think about it. So am I the asshole? No. And like, this is also what happens to women. Like we get so wrapped up and we're like, well, maybe he's right. Maybe I should have done that. Or no, you were literally working full time, moving. You have 2 kids. That's so much. Like it just so happened to land on his birthday. Like you can wait 1 week. Like let's celebrate next week. Does it really fucking matter what day? You're turning 33, Bert. Like, are we really like, this is the thing we're going to get upset about? No. Oh my gosh, not the asshole. Like, it'd be another thing. Like if you never do anything, but you always make this wonderful cake and go above and beyond. And like even, like the pouty, like weird from a grown ass man is always odd to me. It's always weird. Like we all deserve love. We all have needs, but there is a way of going about it. And like the whole, it was already crappy enough. Like that's so passive aggressive. It's like, what? Like, and clearly she had no idea that it was going to be this upsetting to him. Like if this happened and Carter the next day was like, oh, I would just like really appreciate, like I really love like gifts, or like I really love, and it's like, okay babe, like we just moved, like there was a lot going on, I'm so sorry, like it just slipped my mind. Like anybody could see that, right? Like anybody would know given the circumstances. No, I don't know. That just like rubs me the wrong way. Like I get it, and people have a right to be disappointed. And I know so many women put a lot of pressure on their birthdays. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before, but it's like oh my gosh, we have to like account for real life. Like real life, things can just happen. Like not everything is going to be perfect. And like most times, I would say 99.9% of the time, when you have an expectation for something, things are never going to go as planned. When you throw a party, you expect everything to go perfectly. When you get engaged, when you get married, like everybody has like this perfect scenario in their head. Things never go as planned, right? And it's unfortunate, but we have to be able to mold ourselves to the different thing, or we have to be able to be flexible. Like that is just life, period. And the fact that he's this upset, like I feel like it's deeper, like something else is going on with him. When people have like a weird reaction to something where I like cannot understand, it's like clear that like there's more to it. He's probably, sure, like maybe he's feeling unloved, maybe you've been so busy working and moving and doing boxes. Like, I'm sure it's been a stressful time of year. I get that. But like, also your wife is doing so much, and like to not see the flip side or like her side of that, that's what's also upsetting. He cannot put himself in your shoes for 1 second. Like, he literally expected you to go to your sister's house who's 40 minutes away at 11 p.m. after you worked a full day and just moved. Like, be so fucking for real. Would he do that? Does he make you a cake? No. And again, maybe it didn't start that way. And like, I don't like the keeping tally too is weird to me. Like, I hate that kind of energy. It's like, this is your life partner. Like, put yourself in her shoes for 1 second. It's like, oh yes, there's a lot going on. Like, unfortunately, my birthday this year, like, it just happened to be on a day where we've got a lot going on. Like, you can see that, right? I don't know. Crazy fucking thought. Those are my thoughts. Not the asshole. Okay, next. Last but not least, I, 28 female, found a woman's sock in my house after being away for a week, and my boyfriend, 30 male, lied to me about it. Okay, there are a few updates that are at the top for whatever reason. Let me go down to the original post and then we'll do the updates. I was away for a week for work. He was off work nearly this entire time, as he works 1 week on, 1 week off. When I came home, my boyfriend had cleaned the house up quite extensively. Obviously not a crime in itself, but it was surprising and a little out of character. I usually have to do most of the cleaning, so it was unexpected. He'd even picked up some of my laundry that I'd left in the washroom and living room and put it in the basket. I was surprised, but I didn't think much of it. Wow! Number one, the fact that that's like out of character is weird. Okay, but let's also remember, before I get too carried away, this is her boyfriend. I, 28 female, and boyfriend, 30 male. I'm not sure how long they've been together. Obviously, I know as much as I just told you, but I just want to keep that in mind. He is staying at your house. Therefore, like, do y'all live together? When I came home, my boyfriend had cleaned the house up. They must live together. Right? Which is scary, just knowing where this is heading. He started night shifts the day after I returned, and I was working days, so I came home from work after he'd left. I figured I'd spend some time cleaning the house too, as he'd done. There's a shop vac that's been sitting just outside of our bedroom door for a few weeks that I finally moved to the closet. When I moved it, I found a sock just behind it. It was a small ankle sock. It was obviously a woman's sock in a brand that I've never seen before. I had a bad feeling by this point, but I put the sock on a table by my bedside and continued cleaning, intending to ask him about it when he returned from work early in the morning. Oh my gosh. Let me just, like, me and Carter are engaged. If I found something in this home that was clearly not mine and it was a woman's, I would freak the fuck out, and there would be nothing you could do to stop me. I would lose my literal mind. And here's the thing, I don't know, it sounds like she lives in a house, like, and maybe because our house is an apartment, I know everything in this bitch. Like, even if there was an item that could be like unisex, like any item of that sort, like if it was new and I'd never seen it before, like I've seen every single item in this apartment. Like, I wouldn't jump to, obviously, like if it was a random, like, I don't know, comb or something that I'd never seen before, I would like ask him, like, where did this come from? Because like I know everything in this apartment. So like a sock doesn't just like show up out of nowhere. And if it was her sock and there's some way on a girl's trip that like any which way that this could have happened, no, it wouldn't. Like, why is it here? Wait, where was the shop vac? Let me get my facts straight. There's a shop vac that's been sitting just outside of our bedroom door for a few weeks that I finally moved to the closet. And that's weird. What is the sock doing behind there? Or maybe he used it when he cleaned. Oh, and like also then you put two and two together, like this man has never cleaned, but like this one time he cleaned extensively. All bad signs. I'm not going to jump to cheating, right? We're going to wait to see what he has to say, but that's fucking weird. When I asked him whose sock it was, he said he didn't know. He then said he found it on the stairs and thought it was mine, so he put it there. What, behind the shop vac? But I put the sock there. I doubt he'd even seen it around the house, or else it wouldn't have been behind the shop vac. Oh, he said he put it on the nightstand. Damn, double lie. Like, immediately, you're already lying like a white little weird fucking lie. I put that there. No, sir, you're fucked. That is not okay. And if he had seen it and thought it was mine, wouldn't he have just put it in the basket with my other clothes that he'd put away? Exactly. Yes, he would have, because that's what any person would do. You wouldn't put it on the nightstand. In newsflash, I put it on the nightstand. Idiot. I told him that I put the sock there and asked him why he lied about putting it there. He said he didn't have anybody over and he didn't know whose sock it is. I left and got ready for work and he went asleep. Any advice on how to address this? Damn, so there's gonna be updates. Oh my gosh. Yeah, how do you address this? If you've ever been in a scenario like this, you keep pressing. You say, what the fuck is going on? Or because, like, here's the thing, they're going to deny. They're going to lie. Like, that's just what's going to happen. Oh, I've never been in a scenario like this, and I've never been cheated on that I know, and therefore I have no experience with this kind of thing, and I've never even had a hunch. Like, no boyfriend has ever given me a reason to believe, and I've never found evidence of any sort that they cheated. Oh, I'm not really sure. I think you just continue to have a conversation with him, and the fact that he immediately said he didn't have anybody over, like, the senses have got to be tingling. Right? Like, oh, okay, let's do the first update though. I don't know if I'm allowed to update in less than 48 hours as per community rules, but he woke up. I'm sitting here in my office area doing some work, but also periodically crying and reading the comments here. He came into the room and tried cuddling me from behind my chair. I was obviously stiff and he asked me why I was mad at him. I said that I didn't know why he wasn't honest with me earlier about the sock. He said he didn't lie to me. I said, I put the sock there on the table, so he couldn't have. He said that he'd found the sock while cleaning and tossed it aside, landing forgotten behind the shop vac. That's not like a normal thing that anybody would do, and that's also not what you said in the first place. Again, lies, lies, lies. He then got super mad, saying that I'm always accusing him of cheating, swearing around and saying that he's not coming on our trip to my parents' house during the summer, and that he's staying at the house all summer, and that a friend of mine who was supposed to rent the house for work during the summer can't stay there then because he'll be here. I asked him why he was getting so mad and said that I'd been upset and I just needed an explanation and reassurance from him. He continued to lose it. He stormed towards the door and threw his cup full of coffee down the stairs. He grabbed an old baseball bat that we keep by the stairs and started hitting the step outside the door, yelling he's not fucking cheating. He threw his lunch that he'd packed for work all over the steps and peeled off in his truck. No, regardless of the cheating, at this point, that response to anything, to any situation is so not okay, and the biggest red flag of all time. The screaming, the cussing, the throwing things, the being violent, even when violence isn't being used against you, it's never okay. And that is a form of abuse, or like that is just like a form of like that guy is like not okay in the head. And that's scary, because when does that turn into you being hit? Like if they're violent towards other things or just like random things, that is like not an okay reaction as a 30-year-old man, like to anything. Like even, oh yeah, that is so bad. Oh my gosh. And like the reaction to like what, like literally in any circumstance when you're just looking for reassurance on something that's weird, and like it's, when people have to constantly say they're not doing something, or it's like when your boyfriend is accusing you of cheating when you've done nothing to like make them believe that, it's like he's cheating, right? Like the wild reaction is crazy in and of itself, but like also that this is the response to you just like asking about this sock, like the escalation of that is like also a red flag. It's like, oh, so he might not be cheating. Again, I don't think that matters at this point after he has gotten violent, but like it is very suspicious also that that was his reaction. But anyways, okay, update number 2. We broke up. As a lot of the comments have said too, it wasn't really about the sock anymore. Maybe I won't ever know what happened while I was away, but the violence in his response was frightening, and I don't want to be with someone that makes me feel unsafe in my home. It wasn't the first time I've seen him that angry, but it's the first time that he's done something so physical, and I don't want to be involved if it continues to escalate. Hats off to this woman, because a lot of women have a hard time leaving when they see things like this, but good for her, because that's exactly like it escalates and then what? Like that's scary. And it's like such an inappropriate response to anything as a 30-year-old man. Like that's what a 10-year-old boy does when he doesn't know how to control himself. Not even 10. Like I feel a 10-year-old would even have more self-control than that. But anywho, he's been taking some of his stuff while I've been out of the house, and he's taking one of our dogs, which has been probably the most upsetting thing out of all of this. And I've been changing the lock code after each time. I have some friends that live nearby that I've explained the situation to, and they've assured me I can contact them if I ever end up in an unsafe situation. Thank you so much to everyone that has offered advice, shared their own experiences, or expressed concern for my safety in the comments. There will be a lot of changes in my life upcoming due to this, but I know it's for the best. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Honestly, props to her, and like thank God the people of Reddit were like chill and like gave her good advice and like could make her see, because a lot of women in that scenario, you could easily just be like, he just got upset because you were accusing him of cheating and like justifying it. Like I know it seems crazy when you're out of it, but like any woman who's been in that circumstance, like you get it. Like when you're in like, I don't know, when you're enthralled in that, it just like takes over your life. And also your normal becomes so skewed when you're with a partner who is aggressive, who gets physical, who like gets hot, who screams, who like swears. That becomes your normal. So you don't realize, like the more it goes on, like you don't even know what's out there, and like that's so not normal behavior. I have never seen Carter scream or like get upset. He's the closest thing we've had some upsetting conversations with his parents, but he still is like very composed. Like there's never been like a raising of the voice, because that's just so inappropriate. Like I very much hope that, like, I don't ever want people to like be in fights with their partner, but I think it is important to see how they react to situations, not accusing them of cheating, but just like hard conversations, because it's just wildly inappropriate. But again, if that's all you know, you become accustomed to it. And similar to like kids, like so many kids have dads that are this way, and like that's so normal, and it's so sad because like that's so abnormal, and like you don't want the children or your children to like have a dad like that like thinks it's normal because you have boys, and they're gonna act like that because they've seen daddy scream and yell and cuss and do all of this. And like it's just, number one, he's a horrible partner for that. Like how are you ever gonna have a conversation with a person like that who just gets hot, and then like all you have to do, or like all you can do, is de-escalate? That's like just not good. But then also your children seeing that, like, oh no, it's bad, and you need to get out. And thank God she did. And what a success story. What a happy ending. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here, and I will see you on Friday. Have the best week. That's all I have for you. Okay, bye guys.